Page 12, F sharp on the D string. Boys and girls, take a good look at the title of this page. That symbol that you might recognize as a hashtag or a number sign is a sharp in music. It raises the sound of a note by a half a step. Now I have my little keyboard here right now to just show you what that looks like. This is the note F, and this is the note F sharp. Listen. F, F sharp. And then if I show you that this is the note E, this is your E, your first finger on the D string, you're going to notice that F sharp is far away. The second tape on your violin is far away from the first one. Okay? That's called a whole step. That is a whole step in music. So far we're going to have the note D, your first finger E, and now F sharp. Those are going to be the three notes that we're working with. I will show you that on the violin in just a minute. But first, we need to talk about the musical staff. On page 12, we have notes written on the musical staff, on the music staff. This is our writing paper, musical writing paper. It has 5 lines and 4 open spaces. The 5 lines are always counted from the bottom up, and they each have a very specific name. The first one is E, the second one is G, then B, D, and F. The top line is F. We have a saying to help us remember: every good boy does fine. He sits on a line. E, G, B, D, and F. And when our notes fall on those lines, that's the name that they get. E, G, B, D, and F. Every good boy does fine. He sits on a line. Line notes will have the lines going through them, okay? And if you look at the very first exercise and go to the note E, you are going to see that it has the first line of the staff going through it. That's the bottom line. That is the first one. Now you can make up any saying you want to help you remember the names of the lines, boys and girls. Sometimes I use every girl buys designer fashions, you know, just for fun. Change it up a little bit. Or empty garbage before dad flips. It doesn't matter which saying you use, as long as you know that the first line is called E, the second one is G, and then B, D, and F. Try to memorize that. It will help you with the reading of notes. Now, in between every line, you see an open space. And there are 4 open spaces in between the 5 lines. And those letters, those notes are F, A, C, and E. F, in between, A, C, and E. In between. They are open spaces. They do not have lines going through them. F-A-C-E spells face, and it rhymes with space. And that's how I remember the names of my spaces. F-A-C-E. So let's see what it says here. At the top of the page, it says F sharp on the D string. F sharp is located on the first space. So let's take a look at our first exercise. That's the third note. That's F sharp. It's on the first space. It's in between the first and second line of the staff. E is located on the first line. It actually has the line going through it, boys and girls. And your open D string sits underneath the first line. It's underneath it. It's right here, underneath the first one. Okay? When we get to more notes, you're going to notice that they move in order by space, line, space, line. Okay, that's how they work. They work in order, like going up the steps. Okay, it's just exactly that way. One step, next step, one step, next step. And that's how we name our notes. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up my violin. And we are now going to be adding the F sharp, which is our second finger, our middle finger. Remember, that's number 2. That's going to go on our second tape, which is far away from the first one. It's a whole step. Okay, this is a whole step. Okay, now let's just quickly go back to page 10 for a minute. All of a sudden we have just one note in a measure. We still have a treble clef. We still have our time signature 4/4. That top number tells me there are 4 beats in every measure. I only have one note in every measure in this exercise, boys and girls. That note is called a whole note. You'll find that on page 10 in your music symbols box. That is a whole note. Whole notes get the whole thing, all 4 beats. So guess what you need to do with the bow? That's right, you're going to need to slow your bow down so that all 4 beats can go in one bow. Whew, that's pretty challenging, but let's see if we can do it. Okay, now I told you I would demonstrate your F and F natural. So far we have D, we have first finger E, now we have second finger F sharp. Let me do that again. Open D, first finger E, F sharp. Okay. Now I'm playing F sharp right now. My second finger is far away from the first. It has its own spot on the second tape. Now I'm going to play a regular F, the way I did on that little keyboard before. Regular F. That's regular F. And now F sharp, I'm going to move my finger on the tape. This is low F or regular F. And F sharp. F sharp is raised by a half a step, boys and girls. It's higher than a regular F. Okay, so here we are. New note, F sharp. These are all whole notes. Here we go. Try it with me. You can try it with me now right away. Okay, we'll do it a few times together. Open D for 4 counts. Make sure you save your bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. First finger, 1, 2, 3, 4. Second finger, F sharp, 2, 3, 4. Open D, 2, 3, 4. Double bar. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. First finger. Second finger, F sharp, 2, 3, 4. Open D, 2. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. First finger, E, 2, 3, 4. Second finger, F sharp, 2, 3, 4. Open D, 2, 3, 4. Double bar. Okay, boys and girls, new note, F sharp.